Okay, here's a few things we can do to vary the riff. First of all, the first figure. Let's look at changing the rhythm a bit with a hammer-on, and likewise with a bend. So that's just a short, about quarter-step bend, not trying to go all the way to the B here. On the fourth figure, let's leave it the same as it was originally, but in the second bar, let's vary it by coming up to the root, pulling off to the minor 7, and then going to the fifth. So that'll be... So those two bars would be... We'll repeat that again to get a total of 4 bars, and then it's time to head up to the C7 chord. We use the same approach, so that's the hammer and then the bend, as follows. I'll repeat that. And then back down to the G7, repeating as before. And that's a few variations we can do on the riff. Okay, let's hear how these new ideas are going to sound over the rhythm track. Now let's look at a few other variations we can do here, but before we get into that, let's talk about the riff. As far as the riff is concerned, it's really important in setting the groove for the tune, so if we vary it much more than we have, we'll start to lose that. So that would be a good idea if you want to experiment with the riff itself, but if you want to keep it in the context of the song we're playing right here, then to keep it relatively simple in terms of the variations is the best way to go. So one other thing, talking about the 1 chord and the 5 chord. We had the 5 chord in the beginning on our introduction, and then we closed on the 1 chord with an octave. But if we were actually playing this in a song, traditionally what we would do is in the 12th bar go to the 5 chord, the D7 each time, and then whenever you're ready to finish the song, then we would go to the 1. So that's the basic approach. Now we've got 4 bars left here, A7, D7, and G7. What we're going to do is just vary a little bit at the end of the D7. So instead of doing what we did before, which is something like this, one more time. We'll take this approach. Okay, let's hear how these variations will sound over the rhythm track.